Hey, 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 hey. All right, I'm live. Yes, I am live. I'm just want to confirm it before we just jump into this conversation. Hey, y'all, welcome to the replay. I am excited to see you all. I'm excited to be here with you all. And it looks like my one of my platforms is not performing, but it's all right. We're going to get it together. How are you all doing? If you are watching me on Facebook, say hey in the comments. If you are watching on YouTube, also say hey in the comments. It's been so long since I've been live, and I just decided if I'm going to jump back into it, why not start with the Mondays with Mo? So if this is your first time here, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome to Confidence Coaching for Her. I am Mo James, founder of this brand and a certified confidence coach. And I help women activate their audacity, design their masterpiece lives because I believe we deserve it. You know, we have been taught and programmed and indoctrinated to put people first and to ignore our inner wisdom and to just give people unmitigated, unadulterated, unfiltered access to us and our brilliance and our genius. And that's exhausting. So, through my work, I help women shift and create the changes in their lives that they want so that their lives can look like the masterpiece that they've dreamed about, right? That's what I do. That's what I love to do. And I'm excited to be here with y'all this evening. So, the title of this live says, Allow Me to Reintroduce. And this is a reintroduction because I've been gone. Like, I've been gone for a minute. I've been gone, not gone from the planet, just gone from social, gone from public marketing, but doing a lot of things behind the scenes, doing a lot of work in the brand, going through a lot of evolution and transformations personally, and those things have been reflected in the brand. And I just wanted to finally have this conversation with you all, those of you that have not left, who have been around, who have stuck around, who have been waiting. I appreciate your patience. And I'm just ready to share some of that with you. Talk a little bit about what's been going on, what's been happening, and how those changes are now already reflected in the brand. So let's talk about it. So some of you know, if you've been around, if you've been a member of this community, you already know probably, especially if you're on my email list, you already know that in summer 2022, my family moved. We moved cross country. We moved back to the East Coast. And that was a whole adventure. Some of you may also know that we're a military family. An Army veteran. My husband is an Army veteran. And so the whole moving around every couple of years was our life for a long time. And where we lived in Arizona, when this business was birthed, we stayed there for a long time. We were in Arizona for 8, 9 years. That's the longest I've ever lived anywhere outside of my hometown. And so making the decision that it was time to leave there was kind of difficult. It was difficult, but it also felt very familiar. I've talked in my content before about kind of realizing when I was a late teenager, I was 19 years old, realizing that I was at a place in my life where I needed to make a radical change. And I didn't know what that change was going to be at the time. All I knew is that I woke up every day mad. Like every day angry, and didn't really I couldn't pinpoint it. I couldn't identify what I was mad about. All I knew was that I was upset. And the thing is, I was upset, but doing a really good job of covering that up. And maybe that sounds familiar to some of you. Doing a really good job of pretending I wasn't. Going to happy hour and shopping and doing all the things, having a good time, looking the part, but covering up that frustration. And I realized coming out of the pandemic, living in Arizona, that frustration was starting to come back. It felt familiar. And so for me, what after having learned that that's a pattern that shows up in my life. When those familiar frustrations start to show up and I can't pinpoint where it's coming from, that's a clue to me that it's time for a radical resolution. Familiar frustrations beget radical resolutions. And so we decided that it was time for us to leave Arizona. And so we did, and moved back to the East Coast to be closer to both of our family. And I actually chose to keep the transition mostly invisible online. We didn't talk about it in content. You didn't see much, much of a shift in our content initially, um, just because, just because, we just had too much stuff going on. So it just didn't make sense to put that out there while we were navigating such a big transition within the family. And just like life does, like it happens with everybody, we went into the transition having a plan, but still not really knowing what to expect. But we made a decision to be flexible. Um, and I think sometimes when we go into anything, whether it's a decision about buying a purse or moving across country, sometimes we will make the plan and we make the plan our idol. And we will be so loyal to the plan that we can't be flexible when things don't go according to plan. We struggle with being flexible when things don't go according to plan. And that sets us up to be disappointed. That sets us up to be frustrated. It just sets us up to be angry. Like, and I don't live my life like that anymore. I don't manage my life like that anymore. So we decided to be flexible. And of course, life doing what it does, it showed up being disrespectful. And again, we just had a lot of things to navigate and to move through. I'm not even complaining about it. That's just what happens. That's what happens to all of us. Just making a decision to be flexible saved my sanity. Um, and so once we got to our final destination, we got to that state. We still weren't in our home yet. I started to realize, all right, it is time to start to think about what I want the brand to look like in this new season. I recognized that I was going into a new season of self discovery and transformation for me as a woman. And naturally, because this brand is a personal service, I work very closely with clients. I naturally recognize that the transformation that I was going through was going to have an impact on the brand. So I decided, okay, I need to figure that out. And so that's kind of when we scaled back on marketing, and things pretty much came to a halt because I recognized that it's we celebrate when we're in a journey of transformation and we're on personal growth journey and things like that. We celebrate taking all of the steps, right? It's also important to honor and appreciate the stops. And I recognize that the stop had value too, just like the steps do. So we stopped things. I needed to give myself that time and space to reconnect with the vision, and then outline it and decide what that was going to look like, and decide what I was going to need, and decide. So many decisions, so many choices and variables and all of those things happening. But in that season, I had time to really explore things that I wanted to get into, wanted to start doing, wanted to stop doing, all of those things. I realized, it was a season of shedding things and picking new things up. I started going for walks outside, and that's a big deal because I'm not an outside person. Never have been. I was the kid in among my siblings. I didn't really go outside like that. I mean, you give me a book and a good snack, and I'm good. Like, just leave me alone. I was not an outside person, but I found myself wanting to go outside, wanting to be close to nature. If you follow our Facebook page, You probably saw some of those photos of me on the walking trail, just where I would be out there. Things would come up that I would want to share with y'all, and I would take a picture and type it all out while I'm on the trail. I started doing that. I started exploring other things. Acupuncture, that's a whole thing. Just all kinds of stuff. Worked on, building new relationships in this new community that I was in. It definitely has been, because it still is in a lot of ways, shedding and replacing. And it's been beautiful. And I realized that, so in my work with clients, when I'm working with clients one on one, I work from a coaching framework. And I realized I could see my own coaching framework showing up in my own life. And first the first leg of that framework is autonomy and authenticity, right? So I recognized that the process was allowing me to validate my vision, validate my inner wisdom, validate my ideas in this new way, because I had this brand new vision for the business, and there was some doubt that was trying to creep in. I needed to remind me, hey, no, doubt, you have no place here. Inner critic, you have no place here. And so I had to take myself through that process. That was the first piece. The second piece of that framework is courage. That's saying yes to adventure. Like, not being so married and bogged down and stuck to a routine, but literally saying yes to adventure. You get an idea for something? Do it. You get a wild hair up your behind to go check out something? Go check it out, whatever that is. I got a chance to do that, and I'm still doing that, and that's really fun, especially because I'm doing things with my daughter, that just getting a chance to expose her to fun, interesting, unique, a little wild kind of things, and that's fun. And then the last piece is expression, and that is practicing my worthiness in new ways. Here's the thing. I walk my clients through this very same framework. And I recognize that because the vision and the plan that I had for the business was so different and so big, I had to drink my own Kool-Aid. I had to go back through that process myself, because I wouldn't be able to be a good steward of the thing if I don't go through my own growth, my own evolution, my own butterfly journey, as I like to call it. Um, and then also, I teach this, that when your identity shifts, your behavior changes to start acting like the new person. You're not talking about it. You're not talking about it. You're not announcing it verbally. Your behavior shows the difference. Your behavior confirms that you have changed. And so here we are. Here we are today, us having this conversation about what the business looks like now, what the brand looks like now. I had the opportunity to work with some amazing women on the redesign of our company website. Again, as the brand identity changed, the behavior, the way that the brand shows up also had to change. And so that's what I did. It was really important that I found the right support to help me deliver this new vision. And I'm glad I was able to do that. Okay, so here is what that looks like. So you are looking at our new website. New design. One of the things that was really important in this design was bringing more of my personal story to the forefront. I've talked a lot. I've told a lot of my story in content and at speaking events and things like that. But I realized on the website, so somebody who didn't meet me first, if they met the website first, they wouldn't necessarily know how important or how big of a part my personal experience is in the way that I support my clients. I support my clients. I support my clients through a combination of my personal experience, my experience in this business and having evolved from a hobby blog to an e-commerce store to now an event host to now confidence coaching, and also my training as a coach. And so again, one of the things that was really important with the process of redesigning, restyling this the website was to highlight my story. And so I tell us there's tell a little bit of this of one story that's on the website that really kind of this is like the activating event for me at 19, graduating high school, kind of really feeling disappointed and all of the feelings, stuck and invisible, all of those things, and then making a radical decision, and then having a woman see something in me that I was not yet able to see in myself, pour into me and push me, for lack of a better word, push me into a season of growth and development that became the foundation for who you all know today as Mo James. So again, bringing that out to the forefront, talking about that more intentionally, and just framing everything in the business around that work. So really excited, really just I look at this website and I just want to weep because everything, every bump, everything has led to this. And so shout out to the ladies at Lovely Impact just for everything that they did to help bring this all together. So yeah, so you'll see again, we talk my stuff, got the receipts there, breaking it down, how you can work with us, sharing some client testimonials. Because here's the interesting thing. Even while we weren't doing any marketing online or anything, I was still seeing clients. I was in hotels working with clients. I was in temporary lodging working with clients, still doing that work, just kind of just letting the focus be working on my stuff and then supporting them in the ways that they need it. So it is a fantastic feeling to be here now, having the new website look the way it looks and represent me as a woman, but also the brand, because as I have evolved, the brand has evolved as well. And I've talked about that before too in our content. So it's just awesome. And so I'm gonna switch back, and then I'm gonna tell you one more thing, and then I'm gonna go. So in addition to updating the restyling the website, we launched something new, and that is the Glow Circle membership. So I'll be talking more about this going forward. Y'all are going to hear more about this. I promise you will. But this has been something that has been on my heart to create for a long time. And I realized that I had to go through a be, do, have journey in order to actually create it. And so this is also here. In addition to new website, reintroducing you all to what the brand looks like now, I'll also be introducing you to our membership community. And I am super duper excited about that. Super excited about that. So I realized that I had to go through a season, like I said, where I was deliberately choosing to leave a place of comfort and lean in the direction of confidence. And like I said earlier, that confidence looked like authenticity and autonomy, courage and self-expression. I had to lean into that. I had to let go of that zone of comfort and step into the new thing. Stepping into the new thing looks like what I just showed you all. And so it is very exciting to me that this is where we are right now. I am so excited about everything that's coming. So allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Mo James, certified confidence coach, and I am here to help women like you design your masterpiece life. If you've dared to envision it or think about it or dream about it or write it in your journal or tell your priest, then it's within you to create it. I believe that. And I'm looking forward to, through the new look, through the new website, through the Glow Circle membership, I'm looking forward to being able to support you with going through the process to create that thing that you deserve, that is for you, and that will allow you to change the generations that will come after you. That's like the beautiful icing on the cake. All of this conversation about transformation and evolution and all of that is wonderful for us. It's even sweeter when we think about what happens after us, what gets built on top of the foundations that we have the courage to lay. Like that's just beautiful. That's just beautiful to me. And so I'm excited to meet you if you are new. I am excited to be back if you are an OG member of our community or if you signed up yesterday. If you just knew I wasn't around, you just knew I wasn't present like I used to be, I'm excited to be back. And yeah, I'm looking forward to everything that the season has to offer. So if you're catching us on a replay and you have questions, drop them in the comments, drop them below. If you're interested in learning more about the company and what it is that we do, confidencecoachingforher.com or theconfetticollective.com. You could find everything you need to know, our podcast, the blog, the membership, my story, all of that is there. All of our social channels are also there. I'm looking forward to shaking some things up. I'm looking forward to flipping some tables on everything that has outlived its usefulness in your life. Like, let's flip the table on that thing. Let's get rid of it and make room for new and next and bigger and more and shinier and juicier and sweeter. I'm here for all of that. So thank y'all for tuning in. We back. I'll catch you later. Bye.